Hello class 7 students, welcome everyone. So in this video we are going to start a new chapter for you, that is chapter number 6, physical and chemical changes of your NCERT class 7 science book. Okay, so let's begin the chapter physical and chemical changes. We have seen many substances around us, right? We are usually seeing various substances around us, okay, and all these substances have certain properties. All those substances which we are seeing around us have certain properties, such as state. First of all, we'll consider the state. What are the three states, or we can say what are the three physical states? States are what? Solid, liquid and gases. Okay, basically the three states of matter, right? The three states of matter are what? Solid, liquid and gases. Okay, so those substances which we are seeing in our everyday life have certain properties in them. Such properties are what? Of state. That is, either some of the substances can be solid, some of the substances can be liquid, some of the substances can be gases. Okay, they also differ in size. Okay, some of them have small size, some of them have large size. They also differ in shape. Some of them are big, some of them are small. Color, various substances of different colors we can see, right? Various substances have different smell, various substances have different temperature. Okay, composition, structure, etc. These all are what? Properties. Okay, so when one or more properties of a substance become different, we say that a change has taken place in it. For example, say suppose ice. When ice will melt, what it will form? It will form water. That means ice is what? Ice is solid, right? And what is water? Water is what? Water is a liquid. Yes or no? So when ice is heated, when ice will get heat, then it will form water. That means solid will be converted into liquid when we heat it. When we heat a solid substance, then it will be converted into liquid. Okay, that means melting. What is this process known as? Melting. Melting of ice is a very common change around us. Okay, melting of ice is a very common change around us. So this involves what? This involves a change in its state from solid state to liquid state. So similarly, many changes are taking place around us. Many changes are taking place all around us, and some of the changes even can be observed by us in our everyday life. Like say formation of curd from milk. Curd, you know, right? Curd, formation of curd. From what curd will be formed? Curd will be formed from milk. Yes or no? Then cooking of food. Cooking of food. Initially, when we bring the vegetables, when we bring the meat, initially what is the condition of the food, or say vegetables or the meat? It is raw, right? But after cooking, after heating the food, what it will become? It will be cooked, right? Similarly, burning of fuels. When we burn any fuel, petrol, diesel, okay, burning of wood also, those are also called as fuels. So it will release some gases in the atmosphere, right? It will release some gases in the atmosphere. After burning fuels, it will be releasing some gases in the atmosphere. Okay, again a change is involved in it. Drying of clothes. Suppose the clothes are wet, but after drying, the cloths will become dry completely, right? That means the water will be lost from the cloth. Water will be lost to the atmosphere. Okay, evaporation is done in that case. Ripening of fruits. Okay, then rusting of iron also. That means if we leave an iron article in an open air, then after some days what we'll find that a reddish brown layer is getting deposited on the iron article, and that process is known as what? Rusting of iron. Okay, So these are some of the changes which we observe in our everyday life. Okay, so let us take the example of ripening of fruits. Ripening of fruits is a beneficial change. Ripening of fruits is a beneficial change. Similarly, rusting of iron is a harmful change. Rusting of iron is a harmful change. So we try to prevent rusting of iron objects by various methods, such as we paint the iron objects. We paint the iron objects so that rusting may take, so that it will slow down the rusting process. We paint the iron articles so that it will slow down the rusting process. Are you getting it? So the change in a substance does not occur in its own. A change in a substance does not occur in its own. There is always a cause. There is always a cause. CAUSE. There is always a cause which brings about a change in a substance. For example, ice does not melt on its own. Ice will melt on its own or what? Ice will not melt on its own, right? When ice will be melted, it will form water, right? So will ice will be melted by itself or what? Or you have to apply heat. You have to apply heat, right? So it will not the change in a substance does not occur in its own. Ice will not melt on its own. There is always heat. There is always a particular cause. In this case, what is the cause? Heat is the cause. Okay? In every changes, some cause will be there, and that cause will bring about a change in a substance. For example, ice does not melt on its own to form water. Okay, ice must be given some heat to melt and change into water. So here, heat is the cause of this change. Heat is the cause of this change from ice to water. That is from solid to liquid. Okay, so there are two types of changes. There are two types of changes that we will study in this chapter. That is physical change and chemical change. Okay, we are going to study these two types of changes in this chapter, physical changes and chemical changes. So let's see the introductory part of your book. Every day you come across many changes in your surroundings. These changes may involve one or more substances. For example, your mother may ask you to dissolve sugar in water to make a cold drink. Okay, so making a sugar solution is a change, because initially if you take sugar crystals, it is solid in shape, right? It is solid in shape, but when you dissolve the sugar particles or sugar crystals in water, after dissolving it, that solid crystals will remain as it is or what in the solution? No, right? It will get dissolved. So there is a change. Okay, so making a sugar solution is a change. Similarly, setting curd from milk is also a change. Okay, sometimes milk becomes sour, so souring of milk is a change. Also, stretching of rubber band also represents a change. Okay, so make a list of 10 changes you have noticed around you. You can do it by yourself, this at your home. Okay, so now in this chapter we shall perform some activities and study the nature of these changes. Broadly, these changes are of two kinds: physical and chemical changes. Clear? Which we are going to study in this chapter. So this is the introductory part of your chapter. Okay, so in the next video we are going to start physical changes. Okay, so let's wrap up. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.